Senator Durbin, Senator Bennet, and friends and colleagues, good afternoon. Can't you hear them? Undocumented young people are speaking to all of us and to all of this country on this day. They call themselves dreamers because they refuse to concede that their dreams of growing into the full potential God has given them is beyond their grasp. They live in every one of our communities. These young men and women are not strangers to us. They are members of our towns and cities. They're members of our suburbs. They're members of our congregations. And even now, they are making a difference in our country. They're making this country a better place. One day recently, I sat with 3 of these dreamers and heard their stories. One was from Mexico, one was from El Salvador, and one was from Korea. I was very moved by their commitment to their families and their communities. They are helping their families survive in very hard economic times. They are concerned about the well-being of their neighbors. They care deeply in very concrete ways about other young people like them. I was also deeply inspired by their visions for a world far better than the world that you and I have been able to create. They each had reached very high scholastic achievement, and they were living very righteous lives. Unfortunately, however, all 3 of them faced the tremendous obstacle of being the children of immigrants. They represent the over 65,000 undocumented students who graduate from our U.S. high schools every year with the hope that they too will be able to go on to higher education and will be able to use their intellect and their talents to make a better life for themselves and their families and contribute to society. Just as you and I once dreamed of a hopeful future for ourselves, they too dream with fervent hope and expectation. These young people deserve a chance to become legal residents of the country they know as home. Instead, because these young people were brought to this country as young children and never received legal documentation, at every single turn they face the harshness of this country's immigration laws that make no room, absolutely no room, for the compassionate care of children and young people like them. Yet these immigrant children and young people do not cease to dream of the day when they too will be considered persons of worth. We stand before you on this day because we believe that the children of our immigrant brothers and sisters are not only persons of worth, they, like all God's children, are of sacred worth. And so we hope with them and we dream with them, and we also demand justice for them. It has been a decade since the effort to pass a DREAM Act began. In this decade, too many young people's lives have been sacrificed. This country has lost what these young people could have fully contributed to U.S. society. The way our political leaders have failed our immigrant people is a sign of the loss of our moral compass in this country. And the way they have failed our immigrant young people is the clearest of those signs. And so we say to our political leaders, quit using our young people for self-serving and misguided partisan politics. Do right by them, demonstrating for a change that we are indeed a country of moral character. And we say to Senator Durbin, thank you for leading the way. We acknowledge the June 17 memo of Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director John Morton establishing a policy of preference for prosecutorial discretion in several categories of people, but especially individuals, and I quote, present in the United States since childhood. This is an important step towards appropriate immigration law enforcement. We will be vigilant to see that it is fully and vigorously implemented. But in and of itself, it is not enough. The existing immigration laws need to be changed, and the Obama administration still needs to take the responsible and the necessary step to provide administrative relief for all DREAM Act students and the families of citizen children. Let me end by saying that across faith traditions, children hold a very special place. Without DREAM, the well-being of children will be stunted. It will be undermined. If our political leaders fail to support the DREAM Act, we fail to be faithful guardians of the children God has placed in our care. But we will not fail. And we will not fail because God is with us. But more importantly, God is with these young people. Have no doubt of this. Thank you.